Hey, it's Mr. H, and this is episode 7 of my DailyDesmos Graphing Challenge series. Today, I'm going to look at a challenge called Randomness number 3. It's another advanced challenge, and we'll see if we can solve it. All right, let's go. So here is randomness number 3. We've got sort of a sine wave logo where there's this random amount of pulling in on both sides, and we have it thickly stretched upwards here as well. Love this. So Dan Anderson made this challenge for us. It's advanced again, and the idea here, there's a hint. It says this is 150 different arcs. Okay, so this looks really, really nice. Let's go. So my very first thought is that this looks like a sine wave. So let's look at a sine wave. Y equals sine x. And well, I'm noticing right away, if we zoom in here on just this middle portion of it, that is backwards. That is going the opposite way from what we want. And also that we'll want to change this to a nice black color to match the challenge. But I want it to switch. See, this is going the opposite way. So to do that, all I'll need to change is make this negative sine x, and we have it nicely switched for ourselves. Okay, that is very, very cool. Now, the next thing I think we should do is find a way to stretch this out. And it says that it's random, and it also says that it's 150 different arcs. So my first thought here is to just add random amounts to this, and that will bring the sine wave upwards and kind of draw in all of the sine waves going upwards. So the way that you can do that is to just type the word random with some parentheses around it, and I want 150 random numbers to be generated. That will do 150 random numbers between 0 and 1. So when I click off of this, you can see I have this nice stretch just like we had before. Now, the other interesting thing here is that it goes, look at this, right around here, right? So here's from 0 up through, it doesn't get quite back to the axis. So when I look at my graph here, I want to notice that pi would be right around here on this axis, and I don't actually, or sorry, negative pi would be right around here, and positive pi would be right around here, and I don't quite get there. So I can do a restriction on the x values here. And let's just see what it would look like if we simply go from negative pi, we can just type in pi to get pi there, and we'll go to pi. All right, and see how it cuts it off in a much more rigid way. It cuts it off right here and right here. But what I want is a random amount of cutoff, and that randomness can go from here all the way, really, it looks like all the way down to nothing. So if I took my random numbers, just like I did here, random numbers from from 0 to 1, and I multiplied them times pi in this case, then a number very close to 0 times pi would cut this off down very close to 0, and a number very close to 1 times pi would cut it off right over here, and I would have all sorts of different random cutoffs in between. So I think that's what I want to do. So let's see if we can put another random 150 in there to cut things off, and another random 150 in there, and now when I click off of this, that looks a lot like our original. And so let's see, projector mode. Projector mode looks pretty good here to make the lines nice and thick. So if I go back to the original, there it is. And here's my version. Looks really, really good. So thank you for watching, and I hope you got something out of this randomness episode, episode 7 of my DailyDesmos series. If you've enjoyed this and you want to keep on seeing more, please remember to subscribe on the little button below. And also, as always, in the description of the video, I've got a link to the DailyDesmos questions, the challenges for you to try, and I've also got a link to this graph so that you can see the graph that I've made. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.